Well, good morning. Good morning. My name is Willie Lawson of the fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com. I trust that you are well this glorious Monday. It's a little late, but better late than not at all, is what they say. Um, I, I wanted to talk about this because this will be kind of different. Because I want to get your opinion on this. I want to get your opinion in the comments for sure. Um, I saw a TikTok video. Yes, I'm on TikTok. You can follow me at Fight Back Media. And I thought this young man has a point. Was talking about the age of people in Congress. And I thought, well, he's going to have a point. Especially when you start looking at the, I think it's the House of Representatives. The average age of the House of Representatives is 57 years. Not terrible. 57. The average age is 5 years old, 5 years younger than me. The average age of the Senate is 2 years older than me. So one could say, and I don't think it's true, which is part of the fallacy of the young man's video, is that Congress, both the House and the Senate, sort of represent me and people in my age group. Again, 57 to 64, and I'm right in that. I'm right in that groove, baby, right in that groove. Um, but a lot of people who are in the House and the Senate don't represent me at all. You guys who watch my videos know that there's hardly anybody in Congress that represents me. But people might say that. As a matter of fact, the most represented age group in the Senate, according to fiscalnote.com, are people who are 60 to 69. And in the House, 60 to 69. So you get what I'm saying, although it's not really true. But we do have to start looking at um, some of the people who are in the Senate and in the House. Let's give you an idea. The oldest person in the House of Representatives is Dianne Feinstein. Now, she's 89, soon to be 90, and the Republican from California. And Democrat from California. The Republican from Iowa, Chuck Grassley, is 89. 89. And will be 90 in September. Wow. That is amazing. And Dianne Feinstein is, I think she's 90 now too, right? Because 23, yes, she turned 90 as well. And Dianne Feinstein, you've seen her. She's not a good 90. She's not like 90 like your grandmother. She like your grandmother. She's 90 like, oh my, right? And then, strangely enough, in the Senate at 80, in third place is Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is 81. He kind of is like the crazy old uncle at 81, right? Bernie, independent from Vermont. So let's look at the House of Representatives. Out of Congressional District 31 in California, Grace Napolitano, 86 years old. She'll be 87 in December. In second place at 85 years old. No, she's 80. No, at 85 years old is from DC, is Eleanor Holmes Norton. She's 85 years old. And in third place is Harold Rogers. He'll be 86 in December. Republican from the 5th District of Kentucky. Bill Parscale Jr. from New Jersey is 85 years old. He'll be 86 in January. And of course, from the 43rd Congressional District of California, your girl, you can't do without her, Maxine Waters. She's 84. And in August, on August 15th, she'll be 85 years old. In the House of Representatives, the first one, two, well, the out of the top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9. Let's see, let me make sure I get this right. Out of the top 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8 are Democrats. 2 of them are Republicans. And number 10 is John Carter. John Carter is 81, same age as Bernie Sanders. And he's number 10 on the list from the 31st District of Texas. Now, here's the problem. The problem isn't that Dianne Feinstein is 89 years old and a bad name 89, or Chuck Grassley is 89, or Grace Napolitano is 86, or Bill Pascrell is 85, or Eleanor Holmes Norton is 85. That's not the problem. The problem is that for some reason, these people keep getting voted into office. Some of them have been in government since the 70s. Now, a lot of people my age like to think of the 70s not being that long ago. The 70s were 50 years ago. Youch. They've been in office, not been alive, but they've been in office. Because I don't think it's your age necessarily that disqualifies you. I think it's the time spent in that disqualifies you. There are people who were saying, golly, we're still talking about this. Well, yeah, because the people who get to make the decisions about what we talk about haven't solved any of the problems, because solving the problems would make them useless. So in order to maintain their quote usefulness, end quote, we must continue to go around the same mountain again and again and again. So my question isn't that why these people are still in office. And I don't think term limits is the way. I don't think that's the solution. The solution is to have a more engaged electorate across the board. According to fiscalnote.com, in the generations that are in the House and the Senate, baby boomers, people born between 1946 and 1964, 65% of them, or 65 people basically, in the Senate. In the House, 44.8%. Gen X, the Gen Xers only make up 24% of the people in the Senate and 38% of people in the House. Millennials, people born between 1981 and 1996, only 3% in the Senate and 11.8% in the House. And people born after 1997, only 0.2% in the House. Now, what's amazing when you think about the number of millennials born 1981 to 1996 to the silent generation, that's people born between 1928 and 1945. In the Senate, millennials in the Senate only have 3% of the people born between 81 and 96. But between 28 and 45, the Senate, there are 8% of the people in the Senate born between 1928 and 1945. And 5% of people in the House born between 1928 and 1945. That is absolutely, positively incredible. Why do we keep voting the same people in. Well, if you're a Democrat, you can tell me why, because mostly that happens. I think it's name recognition. I think that both parties do this very same thing. They shoot their well, Democrats don't, but I'll tell you, I believe that Republicans do. Republicans shoot their wounded and eat their young. Write this down. Shoot their wounded and eat their young. When you see a Republican office holder or candidate get in trouble, it is the Republicans who can't wait to get on Fox News to fire off volleys, bringing them down. Herman Cain. Herman Cain was a candidate for president and won the Florida straw poll over Mitt Romney. And this was Romney's straw poll to lose. But Mitt Romney decided not to show up. And I remember. And I remember well because I was there. Presidency 5. Those of you who are subscribed to the channel, who are from Florida, who are in my general area, who know me, who were at Presidency 5, write in the comments how I'm right. This was Romney's straw poll to lose. It really was. He didn't show up. Herman Cain was fabulous. Awesome. Won the straw poll going away. When the winner was announced, I was in the room. It erupted. Florida Republicans and all the people in the straw poll were people who were involved in, who were all members of executive committees in their counties. So this is the hardcore Republicans, right? This is the real live Republicans. This wasn't a Tea Party thing. This was a hardcore Republicans, right? Dyed in the wool Republicans. The room erupted. People were excited about Herman Cain. We were. Well, that got the attention of everybody, as I remember. And it wasn't long before the smear campaign for Mr. Cain was underway. It wasn't long. And as that went on, you saw more and more Republicans hopping on the bandwagon to try to discredit Herman Cain, suggest that he needs to end his campaign and on and on. And what happened is that people who are donors get scared, like investors, frankly, and they started to back out until running a national campaign was not possible because of the lack of funds, the lack of money. The money dried up. But that was the intention of the media, and that was the intention. I mean, and they had the help of Republicans in office, and Republicans in high places, because it seemed like, although it wasn't true, it seemed like Herman Cain was wounded. And the best thing for the rest of the party was to go ahead and euthanize him, at least politically, and move on. So unfortunately, Mr. Cain sort of served two purposes here. He was new to the national picture. He was, I know Trump gets a lot of props for being a non-politician in this whole thing. Mr. Cain was not a politician and was, I don't know, what's the word? Was criticized for not being a politician, for being a business person, and he was characterized in the media and on social media as a pizza guy because he was the CEO of Godfather's Pizza at one point. Huge pizza firm all over the country. He was the CEO. He was a businessman. And they went after him. They found a way to destroy him politically. And he was also a newcomer. So he sort of fit the bill. He was a newcomer. He was not a young man, but he was a newcomer. So the Republicans found a way to shoot their wounded and eat their young, all with one person contained in Herman Cain. It's a shame. So I know Republicans do it. I think on the Democrat side, and if you're a Democrat who's watching this, tell me if I'm close. If I'm not close, write it in the comments. That's fine. I'm a big boy. I can take it. The people like Dianne Feinstein and Maxine Waters, because they have every connection in the community, continue to win because their organizations, especially in the House of Representatives, their organizations never go dormant. They never go dormant. Their reelection machinery never goes dormant. It's always out there. It's doing favors for people. It's it's showing up in places. It never stops. So after a while, the only person that that anybody in the district knows about running for Congress is Maxine Waters or is some of these other people, right? Right? That's kind of how it works. So if you're a youngster, then they'll ask you, why are you running against Maxine Waters? She's wonderful. Why would you do that? You should wait your turn. Well, she's 80. She's gonna be 1,000. How long do I have to wait? Forever? In a local, well, a state election here, where I live, a number of years ago, there was this young lady who was running for a state house seat. That was the incumbent was a Democrat lady who had been in office for a long time, a really long time. It was Betty Reed. Not like Betty Reed. Betty Reed was very, very sweet. She was always very, very, very sweet to me, and always very, very sweet to my wife. She liked Debbie better. She liked me, but she was very, very kind to me. Somebody in a meeting once asked this person, "Why are you running against Betty Reed?" And the young lady had the perfect response: "Because I'm grown and I can." It's new ideas. You know what? And they tried their best to destroy this woman, to sully her reputation. And to a degree, they succeeded. So that's what I saw. And I saw that up close and personal. If you've seen anything like that, just write it down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to talk to you about it. Send me an email at fightbackmedia@gmail.com. So other than term limits, because I really don't think that's the solution. What do you think the solution to this problem is? Or do you think it's a problem at all? Can't wait to hear from you. My name is Willie Lawson. This has been The Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Excuse me. Bye-bye now.